Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this episode, I want to talk about compromise and settlement and renegotiation and the concept of waiver in those situations. Waiver is a legal term that means you have knowingly and voluntarily agreed to give up some right. It might be someone has done something to you, maybe it was a car wreck, and you agree that they will pay for part of your damages to the best of their ability, and you're accepting less than the full amount that it might really cost, and so you are accepting part of that, and you are now waiving your rights to pursue the rest. It can come up in less obvious areas, such as your credit card company. If you pay attention, and I'm one of the only people that reads all of these things because it's my job, but you have from time to time, if you have a credit card, from time to time you'll get a statement that will say there's changed conditions, or if there is an annual fee, it'll say the annual fee is on this statement. And there will be some language in there on the statement that says, if you don't want to agree to these new terms going forward, then let us know and we will stop this account right where it is and make arrangements for you to pay off the balance, and you don't have any more rights to use the card and charge. If you continue to use the card and make charges, then we are taking that to be that you are agreeing to these new terms. So in other words, you're waiving your right to complain about it and you are accepting their terms. In a similar kind of way, when you renegotiate a deal, a contract of any kind, and you say, here we are, and this is going on, and it may or may not be in writing. If you go to an attorney, we're going to recommend you put things in writing to be clear on who is giving up what and who is going to do what, just for certainty. Some contracts have to be in writing, and I will put the link to my statute of frauds video on what contracts have to be in writing, but we usually recommend that you do that in some form so that you have something to look at, to be certain about if there's a question later. Sometimes memories are not the best, and so you understand. So if you are renegotiating something, either renegotiating to modify terms and then keep going forward, or making some type of a settlement, maybe saying, this isn't working anymore, let's settle up where we are, what I owe you, what performance you owed to me, and let's just call it a day and part company. Either one of those situations, one is going to be a settlement and release where you're going to walk away, and the other one is going to be some kind of modification or restructuring where you're going to continue to go forward. It's really important for you to understand that if you need help to evaluate where you are in this process, that you know what rights you're giving up. Because in most of the states, there are laws and rules where if we have an agreement and now we modify that agreement, we have not only substituted these new sections that we're agreeing upon, but in connection with those, and sometimes in connection with other parts of the agreement, you may be saying, okay, it's all good, and I don't have any right to complain or pursue anything else that I might not like about the contract. If you owe me some money and it's on a piece of paper that you owe me some money, and I want to be paid, and we agree that we're going to change how we accept the payments, and we're going to maybe tack some onto the end. I'm going to give you some additional time to pay me, and you're going to pay a little less amount for a while. Maybe then we change the interest rate to be a little bit more, so I get a little bit more later to compensate me for not getting paid right now. If we go forward and write this up, and later on something happens and you can't pay, those new terms are still going to bind you. And if, for example, you had some way to walk away from the agreement at the time you made this modification, you no longer can go back and use those arguments. So a waiver comes into play. It's when you knowingly and voluntarily give up a known right that you have right now. And oftentimes in these new agreements, there will be a phrase that says you had the opportunity to go seek counsel. You understand what you're doing, and you know that the consequences of what you're doing. So if you're in that type of a situation, please get some help before you sign. Okay? I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments or questions below. I hope everybody's hanging in there, doing all right. Subscribe to see our other videos. Share this with someone who it might benefit, and come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.